Hello? Okay. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. We are continuing Hogwarts Legacy, and we're continuing right where we left off, which is choosing a house. We are not choosing Gryffindor. We are letting my spinning wheel decide. So let me find it. Spin the wheel. Okay. Choose a different house. So, I've already played in 74% of the way through Gryffindor, you know, finished the main quest and everything. Have a playthrough started as Hufflepuff, so our options are going to be Ravenclaw and Slytherin, my two things I haven't played. So here is my spinning wheel, and I'm gonna hit spin. What do we get? Slytherin. Okay. We are picking Slytherin then.
I detect a growing sense of ambition, an eagerness for power.
And accept.
You belong in Slytherin!
Oh, and one more
Oh,
thing.
I forgot what I was going to do.
Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
Green for Slytherin.
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether, but don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your academic futures. I'm sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Shoo shoo. I feel like he just looks like one of those guys because he wears, like, gloves.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you.
Look how pretty her
Professor Weasley,
blazer is.
would you be so kind as to show our new student to their
It's gonna
college?
get loud.
I shall see to it, sir. As I was saying, I'm Professor Weasley. Please
Look how cool her blazer is.
Nice
it's
to
like
meet you as well, Professor.
not embroidered,
As
but like
deputy
it's
headmistress, it is my distinct honor to show you to your
texturized.
common room.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Right this way.
Like a texturized pattern. It's neat. I like it.
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. It may be a bit of a challenge, but one I'm sure you're up for.
I can be quite resourceful.
I suspected as much. This is the entrance to the Slytherin common room. In order to enter, one must simply speak the correct password. Aspiration.
Very well. Aspiration.
Neat. That's cool.
Well done. Now, go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
It's just so pretty. Oh, look at all the green.
Oh, looks like
I
everyone's
am a
gone.
Gryffindor,
Better head to the common room.
if not obvious by my cup. Okay, find your common room. Let's just look around a little bit. So this was our bed. There's some food next to our bed. Okay, how do I get out of here? Where's the door? Oh, right next to us. So cool. That's neat. I've not been in the Slytherin common room, so I did not know what to expect.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Look.
Must be different, starting Hogwarts in your 5th year.
Wonder where they're from. They're lucky they didn't end up with dragon food, like that poor man from the ministry.
Did you see the way they just waltzed in at the end of the sorting ceremony last night?
Oh yeah.
Imagine starting a new school business.
A little room, everyone. Let them through.
Professor Weasley is easily my favourite.
So I need to
Her wand work is exquisite.
introduce myself to 3 people.
Ended up with a hedgehog. Not terribly comfortable to sleep on, I'd imagine.
Milda, Ominous, and Sebastian. Oh, there's one right there.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate.
She seems
Told
kind of
you.
annoying.
You should have
Just
listened to
rolled
me.
my eyes at her.
Ah, I
Did
know
you see
who
my
you
character's
are.
reaction?
You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Okay. Wish you had been there, or we had it handled. I'm gonna go we had it handled.
We handled it, and I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling.
Ha, not the way I fly. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than 𝓂𝒾𝒶 ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
She's kind of annoying. I'm just
Goodbye,
gonna-
Imelda.
Nice
Farewell.
meeting you.
Why does she get a ponytail and the rest of us have... That's not one of the hairstyle options. Oh. Not what I was expecting.
I think I heard one. Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
Memorable, more like terrifying, or I do like to make an entrance. I do like to
Well,
make an
if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
Ha! You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
Did you suspect you'd be in Slytherin? Do mermaids often appear outside the common room?
Were you
Still.
expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
And
Did
the
that
mermaids were-
student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
And then Sebastian.
I tried to send a note to someone I like. If only I hadn't done it in potions. Human transfiguration is dangerous. Charlotte Morrison had to go to the hospital pretty much. I was stuck with fox ears.
Can I help you?
Attitude.
Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
It was terrifying or it was exciting? Terrifying.
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
Indeed. And how did you escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
What were you reading?
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
What do you
Are
mean?
you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
Is the new
Interesting.
5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
You think Gareth Weasley would be better at transfiguration, considering his aunt teaches the thing?
Oh, look at that. Weird. Let's go up the stairs. Huh.
Good
She's
morning.
inside.
I trust you're ready for your first
Like
day at
inside the
Hogwarts.
common room.
I've been dreaming of this day for a long
Which is
time.
interesting
Can't
because
believe
in the
I'm here.
Gryffindor one,
Well, you
she's
are
outside the
here.
common room.
Make the most
and
of it.
in the Hufflepuff
You
one,
only
she's
have
outside
one
the common
first
room.
day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your
And she
unique
was a
situation,
Gryffindor, so you'd
joining
think
us
she'd
as a
be able to
fifth
go
year,
in the
you'll need
Gryffindor
to catch
common
up
room.
with your classmates and not fall
But she
behind.
can only go in
Especially
this
as you'll
one.
be expected to complete your
I'm
OWLs
assuming.
at the end of the year.
Which is weird.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary
Like, that just
wizarding
doesn't
level
seem
exams. They will determine
normal.
what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
A book. Crazy book.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. I certainly
Yeah, see,
would have
she's
appreciated
inside the
something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the
common
guide
room.
will also train you to be alert to your
Where'd she go?
surroundings.
Oh, there she is.
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up. Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see
Revelio?
what details the field guide can provide?
I am going to currently stop my reading aloud here because you collect a lot of these over time and I don't want to keep reading them, but I'll at least say Kelpie statue. Field guide challenge. Open field guide. Field guide. Tracks right there. Go. So once you have 2, you get those spectacles. Where'd she go? There she is.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
the flu powder.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flu flames to get around a bit quicker.
I guess they're
Your
called flu
field
flames instead
guide
of flu
contains
powder,
a
'cause
map
the
of the
powder was
castle.
like,
Open it up and find Central Hall.
these are just already the flames. Select the Grand Staircase. In this view, you can see all of them. Astronomy Tower. Great. She unlocked Central Hall, so we don't have to walk. Score.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive.
It's a
Our
dragon.
King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside
I mean,
of
they're
class.
really useful.
You'll be up to
but,
speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
There is, in fact, or I'm afraid there isn't.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here.
Oh gosh.
Ended up exploring some ruins and...
I think it
I shouldn't say
clicked the
more.
first one.
Exploring ruins?
I did not mean to click the first one. I knocked over my microphone.
Reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil.
I didn't mean to click
Professor
that one.
Fig.
Poo-poo.
Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat.
I
I
did
need to
not
get to
mean
class
to do
myself.
that.
Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to
was gonna
explain
pick
the
it
details of
randomly.
the field guide's map?
Of course.
And
Thank you.
I clicked it, so it was too late.
Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes
She has the
today,
same classes,
and I'll explain more
or similar
about those
ones to
assignments I
Dumbledore.
mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
I didn't mean to, sir. I'm sorry.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
It was nothing, sir, or I hope I didn't say too much. I hope I didn't say too
She
much.
caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead.
It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of.
Okay, he's not too
And she
angry.
may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Okay. Open map. Okay. Some quests are locked. Track quests A to continue. Let's do Accio first.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a
My
trip to
lights automatically
housemates for
turn off after a
supplies,
certain time.
including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Okay. Cast Charmed Compass. There it goes. I usually just use the mini map in the corner instead of this. I also, for some reason, have a very difficult time with the doors. I think that's Peeves. I don't know where he was coming from, though.
Revelio.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get
They
back
really
to the
shouldn't allow
lesson.
food and drinks in the common room. Stepped in a puddle of butterbeer the other day.
Begin.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone,
Is he a
please
Slytherin?
open your
These
textbooks
little
to page
snakes.
517. But
Holding his cloak
before we
together.
begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Interesting. Accio. A. Not too bad. Not too difficult of a spell.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss 𝓈𝒸𝒾𝒶 here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like That's it!
Too much, too much.
Don't lose your composure. Splendid! Very
too
good.
Much, too much, too much.
Stay focused. Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss 𝓈𝒸𝒾𝒶, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Like, the hat from like
You'll be the blues
Christmas
just
Carol?
as before, and Miss 𝓈𝒸𝒾𝒶,
It's PJ
you
hat.
are playing red.
That's what it's giving.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us do this. Phew.
Too short. Nope.
That's it.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna position myself like here.
That is how it's done.
Still too short. Maybe I can bump
Well
it.
done. Watch this.
Or she's gonna bump it. Bump it? Just a little. Just a little.
There we go.
But I can use this one, I think, to bump it higher.
Here.
Come on.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
I knew I could do it. I think Ominous is the one that's cheering like crazy in the background.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Yeah, I think that's Ominous.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Be sharp.
Get the best Too short again. What's wrong with me?
Excellent control there.
I'll have better scores. I'm gonna go for the end one, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait till that one comes right now. Come on, just a little further.
Nicely done. Watch this. That is how it's done. Here.
Stop, 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 stop. Okay.
Very good.
You don't need to win, but I want to win.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with xoxo. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
I'm glad you understand, or I'm holding my own. I'm holding my own.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from 𝓂𝒾𝒶 just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
How big is 𝓂𝒾𝒶? What does 𝓂𝒾𝒶 look like? Is magic the same? Let's do this.
Is 𝓂𝒾𝒶 a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Is magic the same?
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at 𝓂𝒾𝒶 uses one.
That's incredible, or surely the magic is weaker. Let's do that.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss 𝓂𝒾𝒶, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronen wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use xoxo on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't work on humans.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss 𝓈𝒑𝒏.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss 𝓈𝒑𝒏 is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Oh, level 2. Scissors.
Revelio.
Oops.
Professor
What must
Ronan
be
reminds me
below?
of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Anything in here? Doesn't. Wait, it does. Oh, maybe. I'm hearing a little ding. I don't see any though.
Revelio. Hello there.
Here?
You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
It's kind of you to say, or was it too challenging? It wasn't too challenging.
Thank you, but it really wasn't all that challenging.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be a bit overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I find Professor Ronan's lessons a bit more challenging than you do. Revelio.
My family.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the
peas.
Goblin Rebellion of 1752.
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling
I'm
lies.
not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Oh, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Oh, Peeves.
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't give Peeves a smack. She says it's a boot, and he says it's a flack.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't boot and it wasn't flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
Oh, Peeves. What's a field guide page? So we've unlocked the first thing. And that.
My family has a lot of money.
Next, we have to go to Defense Against the Dark Arts. There's a field guide page.
Revelio.
Augury skeleton. Here another one, but Sebastian, Ominous, and Leander. I think that's how you say his name. Too late. Don't care.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
Could you imagine if
I
that
get new
crashed?
students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity. Especially in the heat of battle.
One of the ones that
now,
they hunt.
Let's practice what we've just learned.
Dark wizards, like Mad Eye Moody, I think was unspeakable, if I'm correct. Like they're higher up than or yeah. You get what I'm trying to say. Levioso.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Oh, poor Ominous was leaning against that table. He's blind. He didn't know. Well, no, I knew it was going to move, but still.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Levioso.
Good. Now, well done.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Why does
Duelists,
the green
take
on
your
my
marks.
outfit look different
Time
than
for a
their
proper
green?
Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be... This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner. You're good.
How competitive. Thank you.
Only all my students were this adept.
Not us getting a compliment for defeating him.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Did anyone else see that from that page? Oh, it's right there. I breeding black skeleton. Yeah, something. I don't know why I'm struggling to speak.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've had my share of wand combat. It was never used my wand in combat. Dude, never used my wand in combat.
Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Sounds intriguing or sounds suspicious? Let's do intrigue.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Sorry,
perhaps somewhere unsanctioned.
It's literally only 11:30.
We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for 𝓈𝒾𝒶𝓁 near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
Level 3. Now what? There we go. Weasley after class. Cross wands. Oh gosh. Begin.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Deke. Adorable.
Oh,
Deke is
excuse
adorable.
Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Sorry. Hasn't Professor Fig said anything, or no Professor? Hasn't Professor
Have you
Fig
and
said
Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
What more work?
I'm not sure I have time for extra assignments, Professor.
You shall find the time. You'd be astonished to know just how much you don't know. In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand.
Another Ollivander?
You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me about the potion shop? Ollivanders. Let's see what's a spellcraft.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
I'm ready to go.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or 𝓈𝑒𝒹𝒾𝒶. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'm going to end it here for this episode. So tune in to the next one to see who we choose, or who you think I choose, Natty or Sebastian. Comment down below who you think I'm going to choose, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.